So I think as the backpacking community, let's make sure that we are taking care of that which we enjoy, our trails, our forests, our mountains. Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of Mark Reacts to Leave No Trace Principles. Before I get started, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking, commenting, and hitting that bell notification. All of that will really help the channel a lot. So again, thanks for considering subscribing. Today I'm going to talk about kind of an overarching thought process I have around Leave No Trace Principles. And I don't mean to be controversial, so please, I'm not intended to throw anybody under the bus. So let's just throw that out there right now. But let's go ahead and get started into this particular conversation. And I'll start off with the thesis that leave no trace principles are for everybody. Okay? No matter your political, personal, religious, sensitivities, leave no trace makes sense. Okay, for everybody. Taking care of the environment, the earth, just makes sense. Now, the media, social media, groups of people, kind of people in general, that are very strong in their opinions, but maybe not very well thought out. I find that people who have really strong opinions but are not well thought out, maybe they don't own their actual thoughts on a particular topic, tend to react to things rather than listen, think, and respond. All right. So if I say I am all for caring for the environment, and we should do our best to do so, there is going to be a particular group of people who would be like, "Oh my gosh, that dude is such a progressive liberal," And on the other side of things, if I came out and said, I'm a backpacker, I'm a hiker, and I am a total Republican, there's going to be a group of people who are like, "That dude burns oil fields for fun." All right. We got to kind of stop just throwing somebody in a complete camp because of one thing they say. All right. The media will do that all day long, right? They like to cause division. And people like to kind of divide and conquer that way because I think it makes their own insecurities feel secure. All right. That's all I'll say about that. But back to my thesis of leave no trace principles are for everybody. Here's my theory on this. How do I want to go about this? I haven't thought too much about how I want to approach it. Okay, Aristotle has this wonderful work called the Nicomachean Ethics, and in there he defines what virtue is. Virtue is the mean. St. Thomas Aquinas has this great line within one of his works, in medio stat virtus, in the middle lies virtue. Now that does not mean compromise, okay? That doesn't mean, well, you have the opinion of this and you have the opinion, we'll meet in the middle, in medio stat virtus. No, sometimes that works out, where that is the virtue, because one person's opinion is the way too far over here, and the other person's opinion is way too far over there. But Aristotle defines virtue, I'll keep it simple, is the mean between two extremes, right? There's a deficiency of a virtue, I got to get over here, and an excess of a virtue. And I think, no, this does make sense in caring for the environment, right? There's a virtue here, and there's a deficiency and an excess that can become involved in this, right? And by way of an example, I live in a township. I live outside of a city, but I'm very close to the city, and then just to the other side of me is like pure township, okay? And my township has a lot of ordinances, has a lot of things you can't do, where the township over next to me, they can kind of do what they want. And you'll see something here. As you drive around the township next to me, there are quite a few properties that look like dumps, right? My township does not have that problem because there's a lot of ordinances. All right. I also, when I drive north in Michigan, you'll see the same thing. You get out to the countryside, you get out to kind of out to the sticks, right? And you'll see some people who take great care of where they live. But you also see a ton of people who have domestic junkyards. And there's a lot of dumping in the woods. Not poop. I mean, like mattresses and carpet and trash and toilets and crap like that. If you want to be away from the city, then take care of your stuff, right? Take care of your land. Take care of your possessions. And definitely take care of the state land. Don't go dump stuff out. Because when you do that, if you can't, as an individual and as a community, kind of self-police and take care of your own stuff, then who do you think's going to step in to do it? Right, the government, local ordinances, your township board, whatever. And if the people cannot stop making domestic junkyards, and not keep their house up to speed, like painted or sprayed down, whatever, if they let their house just turn to crap, it makes sense that the city or the township's going to come in and now make some laws and some ordinances to prevent that from happening. So if you can't govern yourself, then someone's going to govern you, right? It's kind of like that with children. If you have kids, you give your kids some rope, right? And if they're going to hang themselves, well, then you're going to pull them back and probably give them some parameters to help teach them, right? Now, if you're a good parent, you do that, and then after some time, once they've shown that they've maybe developed some right thinking around something and can handle this, then you give them some rope again. The government won't do that, right? The moment the government puts in some ordinances or some laws, they're not coming back. So here's my thought with Leave No Trace. It's for everybody, right? There's a lot of differences about caring for the environment within different political thoughts, no doubt. Government control versus individual control. Those are highly debated issues. I certainly fall on one side of those in principle. But if we as the backpacking community do not take care of our trails, do not pick up after ourselves, do not practice Leave No Trace principles, well, then what you're going to see is a lot of restrictions, rules, laws, signs posted everywhere. We don't want to see that. We want to be out in nature. We want to be away from it all, right? I don't want to go hiking on trails and see don't leave your crap signs everywhere. All right? We don't need more signage. We certainly don't need more laws and restrictions and all that, but we do if we can't police it ourselves, right? If you can't govern yourself, somebody's going to govern you, right? So we need to practice virtue on the trail, okay? Because if we don't, then we're going to lose that right, and we're going to lose that freedom, right? So that's my thought behind Leave No Trace principles. It's whether you're a blue dog Democrat or a coal burning Republican, the same principles apply here, right? We should care for the environment, okay? And if you can't do it yourself, then someone's going to do it for you, right? If you can't govern yourself, someone will govern you. And so I think as the backpacking community, let's make sure that we are taking care of that which we enjoy, our trails, our forests, our mountains. Because if we don't, then who will? Well, we know who will, and they won't take that back. So what you'll see is more restrictions, more signage, more, I guess, civilization feel, where you're kind of wanting to get a break from that. So that's my final thought. My final reaction is just because you're for the environment does not mean that you're for government control of everything. And just because you're for the environment, or I guess you say you can also be a very conservative religious man and be totally for the environment. You can be pro-Trump and be pro the environment. You can be anti-Trump and for the environment. I do think the environment, the health of our soils and our forests, and then of course the beauty of our trails is for everybody. And I think we can all agree on those. And I also think we can all agree on we kind of want less intrusion into how those things are taken care of. yes, some funding and volunteer organizations are absolutely necessary, no doubt. I'm not saying the libertarian view of absolutely no government. That's not what I mean at all. I'm just saying let's take responsibility for that which we enjoy and that we love. And I think that's my message, right? Leave no traces for all. Let's all take responsibility for that which we enjoy, use, and love, so that others can enjoy it and certainly future generations can enjoy it. And if you're a selfish jerk, so you can continue to enjoy it. All right. I think that's all. I hope that last part of the reaction video hit home with you guys and can help in stopping constant division about things and realize that, yeah, we might disagree a bit on how we approach the large-scale leave no trace, government assistance or not, or volunteer organizations, but we do all agree that leave no trace is important and that we want to keep nature as much as possible. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Please please subscribe, comment again, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for listening to Mark's ramblings. Take care, guys.